Hey guys, it's Sean. I am wiring up my switch pitch converter for my TH400 in the Buick here, and I decided that I would make a video because it's taken me a while to figure this out and everything online. I mean, there's some really helpful articles, but I thought this might be easier for people to understand since I've already got it figured out here. So I'm gonna run the switch pitch trans off of the brake and a micro switch on the throttle. So I'm doing that because I want to keep the RPMs high enough so the car doesn't stall out when I hit the brake. So it's gonna turn on, give me a higher stall so the car doesn't stall. And then I also want the switch pitch to turn on when I hit the gas, when I'm at full throttle, so that I get that instant RPM and power. So this is how I'm gonna wire it. There's also a concern that when I hit the switch, the brake lights are gonna come on. So I'm gonna use a diode in there, and this is the first time I've done it. So I have the drawing here. Don't mind this for now. So I'll show you real quick. So we're gonna have 12 volts coming into here. And then it's going to go to, obviously it's already wired to go to the brake lights, okay? And then we're also gonna come off of there and in to the switch pitch. I'm gonna have to add it to the video, but I forgot which actual T it is, whether it's the vertical or the horizontal, but I'll add that now. Okay, so the concern here, okay, I'm not there yet actually. So, and then I will start with the pedal switch. So once I hit full throttle, we're gonna have 12 volts coming into this micro switch here, right? And then when you hit the switch, it's gonna go out to the switch pitch there. So you hit the throttle, immediately revs up, you're in your power band. And then when you hit the brake, you'll also get higher RPM so you don't stall out. So the problem is when you hit full throttle, it's going to come back into here and turn on your lights. So, I mean, you don't want that to happen, right? So we're gonna put a diode in here. And I just ordered, I think I got these from eBay, but it's like $3 for a bunch of them. So all I need is one. I'm using, I believe these are 3 amp diodes because it's really just a signal I'm sending. So it's not very important, but these will work. Okay, so I'm gonna put a diode in here. And a diode is basically a one-way valve that lets current to flow through. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Allows current to flow through, but when I kick the throttle, it's not gonna let it come back, so it won't turn on the lights. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. This is the layout. And then here, I have it set up to test my theory. So this I'm counting as the brake switch. This is the throttle kickdown switch. Okay, and then this vice clamp is my switch pitch. This is the trans, right? Okay, so I have that hooked up to a battery. So we got our 12 volt, which is basically this, 12 volt to the micro switch, right? And then out is going to the switch pitch, out to the switch pitch, okay? And then from our brake switch, we have 12 volt in, which is this red one. So both these red ones are coming into the positive terminal from my battery pack. Okay, so we got 12 volts in, and then it's going out to switch pitch, right? So out here, ignore that for a second, out to here to the switch pitch. So out there to the switch pitch. Okay, so in line, I have this diode here. So this diode will let current flow into the switch pitch, but will not let current flow back into it because that's gonna hit the lights. So when you basically hit the throttle switch, you don't want current to come back to the lights. So I'm gonna test this out now. So I'm gonna hit the brake switch. I have my test light this is representing the brake lights at the moment. So I'll hit my brake switch. The brake lights come on. There should be power there, right? Because it's also going to the switch pitch. When I hit the brake, it's gonna give me more RPM, keep the car alive. So that works. My brake lights will come on. Power should be going to here as well, but I'm gonna test that. So I'll pull this off of here, put it here. Okay, it's also going to switch pitch. So I'm getting power in both places, right? Important. So now, if I go over to the throttle kick down, boom, it's also going to send power to the switch pitch. Gives me more RPMs, more in the power band. So that one's working. So now, the last thing I want to test is to make sure that this diode is working and it's going into, and it doesn't come back into the brake lights, because you don't want to hit the throttle and your brake lights come on. So I'm going to hit the switch, and good, the light doesn't come on. It's exactly what we wanted. So if, I'll reverse the diode, or we can do it without the diode, so you can see. Okay. So if there was no diode and we hit the throttle switch, boom, our brake lights would turn on. That's what we don't want. So that's why we're using the diode in here. All right, so let's put the diode the other way. So I always like to test my work. So if I put the diode the other way, if I put my diode the other way, this should not light up because it's not letting current pass through it, right? So that's how the wiring works with the switch pitch trans using a diode. Hopefully that's helpful for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm sure I missed a few things, but yeah, hope it's helpful.